Shush. Are you gonna join me today? So this is my first time doing like a proper-ish video. Please don't knock down the books by putting everything on them. So basically, first official like GoPro filmed video thing since moving to the house. And yeah, I think I'm gonna move around some of my bookshelves a little bit. At least how the books are organized. I did change it from how I had it at the house, well, at the apartment. I no longer have Ed's books on a bookshelf. I kind of took that last one over because we have a built-in bookshelf downstairs, which is where we're keeping the movies, and then more than likely going to end up putting his books, but that's a work in progress. They've yet to be unpacked, so we'll see how that goes when I actually get to that point. But all my Harry Potter books are over there because I decorated that top bookshelf with my Harry Potter stuff because it was the easiest in terms of like outlets. But then I realized now that, oh yeah, when I'm doing recordings in front of my bookshelves, I'm gonna be like centered here most likely. So probably gonna change that so that the Harry Potter shelf that's dedicated will probably be moved here. But we'll see. Anyway, so the thing today is a very overdue overview of what I read over 2019, because we literally closed on this house on January 17th and then spent the next 2 whole months that we had like to leave the apartment moving, and then the whole COVID-19 shutdown happened. Like literally all of that started as we were finishing packing things up. Like that last weekend we were moving out of the apartment and cleaning it up, they had already sent out a letter at the apartment saying, hey, we've closed down the gym and are possibly limiting the leasing office hours because of Kronno. So it's been some time. Anyway, before I make this even more obnoxiously long getting into things, I have my trusty notebook, of course, that keeps track of like all of the reading and whatnot and book hauls and everything. When I went through and did a proper count, I counted 130 books that I managed to read over 2019. So that's a lot compared to, I think it was like 70 maybe books last year, I think. I don't remember offhand, but definitely more. So yeah, a lot of books I don't have here in person because either I borrowed them from the library, which I did a lot last year, at least during the first half anyway, and then also books that I borrowed. I borrowed things from Sasha and from Nikki a bit. I think Nikki. Mostly Sasha. Anyway, and books that I used to own but have either given away to Nikki, Sasha, and whoever, Eleanor, Lisa, Shirley, they've gone everywhere. Yeah, and then some were just donated to Gottwald's or the library, depending on whether people wanted them directly or not. So yeah, as with the last year's one, I will stick a picture here or there of the cover of the books that I don't have in person. And yeah, wasted a whole 5 minutes just introducing, so let's just go ahead. So starting off the new year in January, I started off reading Hunting Prince Dracula, Escaping from Houdini, the Fantastic Beasts screenplay by J.K. Rowling, How Not to Spend Your Senior Year, Beautiful Mind, The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager, and last book of January is Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. February, The Crimes of Grindelwald screenplay by J.K. Rowling. Then I finished reading through Ship of Theseus, A Darker Shade of Magic, 1984. The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. After You by Jojo Moyes. Is The Beatrice Letters by Lemony Snicket. March, Still Me by Jojo Moyes. Very Good Lives by J.K. Rowling. The Restaurant at the End of the Universe from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series. The Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. Lucky Man by Michael J. Fox. Life, the Universe, and Everything by Douglas Adams. Book Club by Davy Tung. April, I participated in the Owls Readathon, Magical Readathon hosted by Book Roast. Little Moments of Love by Tana Chetwin. The Science of Jurassic Park, a childhood classic. Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein. Remember by Eileen Cook. Little Vampire Women. First to Terabithia by Catherine Peterson. Coffee at Luke's, The Gilmore Girls Gabfest by Jennifer Crulley. Then we have Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli. Austenland by Shannon Hale. The Five People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling. I believe my only DNF for the year of 2019. I think there was only 2 the year before. But we have The Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey. And I only DNF'd it at the time because it had been so long since I read The Fifth Wave until I was able to finally get a copy of this book that I forgot who was who, because they go by all like those nicknames, and the first 2 books don't do a great job of telling you whose perspective you're currently reading from, even though it switches around. So I was lost, but I have since actually gone back through and read through the series, so I have fixed the DNF by now. The List by Patricia Ford. So Long and Thanks for All the Fish from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. May, I had a very bad reading month in May. The Peaceful Warrior Collection by Dan Millman. A Divided Mind by M. Billiter, which was an ARC copy that I got through the Library Thing Early Reviewers group, and I was so excited because it came personalized. June, Harry Potter et la Chambre de Secret, A Prisoner of Azkaban, and then I read another ARC from the Early Reviewers group called Time After Time, Mostly Harmless from Hitchhiker's Guide. July, The Next Person You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom, and Another Thing by Eowyn Colfer, another Harry Potter book, of course. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling, Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine, The Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood, another ARC from Early Reviewers called Boys Will Be Boys. This one is interesting because I actually borrowed the book from Sasha at the time, but then I loved it so much I got a copy of my own. That is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, Ghosted by Rosie Walsh, Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. August, I read through the Newt's Magical Readathon hosted by Book Roast, and oh my god, let me just say that's the most reading I've ever accomplished. And even now in hindsight, and as it was happening, I don't know how I managed it, because I did not listen to audiobooks really, apart from like the last couple books that I read, because I was still stupidly under the impression that I couldn't really do audiobooks because my mind wanders and everything. Now audiobooks are like my life because I listen to audiobooks often while I'm working. So yeah. I went overboard for the Newts and had 36 books as my goal, because I aim to try and read through every single prompt. And I managed to get through the month with 33 of them finished. Still a shock. First, The Great Gatsby, Tuck Everlasting by Natalie Babbitt, The Vow, The Science of Harry Potter, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Future by Michael J. Fox, Penelope by Marilyn King, Lemony Snicket, An Unauthorized Autobiography by Lemony Snicket, Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albert Talley, Journey Under the Sea, which was a choose your own adventure book, Aliens and Enemies, which was a Doctor Who book, and honestly, the real shocker of it all, one of those 33 books I managed to finish in August is Order of the Phoenix by J.K. Rowling, Sideways Stories from Wayside School by Lewis Sacker, War of the Worlds, The Magical Worlds of Harry Potter, Soul Surfer by Bethany Hamilton, Talking as Fast as I Can by Lauren Graham, The Lover's Dictionary by David Levitan, Matilda by Roald Dahl, A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett, Night by Elie Wiesel, Rain on Fire by Susanna Cahalan, Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me by Mindy Kaling, The Last Little Blue Envelope by Maureen Johnson, 4 by Veronica Roth, A Good Year by Peter Mayle, Cast Member Confidential, The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants by Anne Brashares, To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han, The Timekeeper by Mitch Albom, The Time Machine, Why We Broke Up by Daniel Handler, and then the last book that I read in the Nudes Readathon is The Last Time I Saw Paris, September, Our Revolution by Bernie Sanders, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince by J.K. Rowling, P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han, A Little Something Different, Where Am I Now? Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson, October, The Confectioner's Tale, Whiskey in a Teacup by Reese Witherspoon, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows by J.K. Rowling, Always and Forever Laura Jean by Jenny Han, Love Letters to the Dead, The Second Summer of the Sisterhood by Anne Brashares, The Maze Runner by James Dashner. November, Anne of Green Gables by Ellen Montgomery, The Cursed Child by J.K. Rowling, John Tiffany, and Jack Thorne, Girls in Pants by Anne Brashares, Someday This Will Fit, which was another arc I got from the early reviewers group, The Scorched Trials by James Dashner, Where the Heart Is by Billy Letts, Forever in Blue by Anne Brashares, Anne of Avonlea by Ellen Montgomery, Harry Potter and the Fantastic Beasts, A Spellbinding Guide to the Films, It's Not What It Looks Like by Molly Burke, December, Anne of the Island by Ellen Montgomery, La Tour du Monde en 80 Jours by Jules Verne, Around the World in 80 Days in French, A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, and I was also participating in the Winter Magical Readathon by Book Roast during the month of December and the first week of January, by the way. The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood, 13 Little Blue Envelopes by Maureen Johnson, The Selection by Kira Cass, and Magic, which is the first of the Septimus Heap series by Angie Sage, Marked by PC Cast and Kristen Cast from the House of Night series, Why Not Me by Mindy Kaling, The Elite by Kira Cass, Twilight the Director's Notebook by Catherine Hardwicke, The One by Kira Cass, The Unofficial Ultimate Harry Potter Spellbook, Just Like Heaven by Mark Levy, I Work at a Public Library by Gina Sheridan, The Neverending Story, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them by J.K. Rowling / Newt Commander, Voyage on the Great Titanic, The Diary of Margaret Ann Brady, which is by Ellen Emerson White, by Feet Apart by Rachel Lippincott, What Dreams May Come by Richard Matheson, Paris for One by Jojo Moyes, Saying Zoe, Sideways Arithmetic from Wayside School by Lewis Sacker, The Book Jumper by Mechtilde Glasser, and I finished off the year with book 130, Anna of Winded Poplars by Ellen Montgomery. And that is everything that I read through the year of 2019, And I'm pretty psyched for how 2020 is gonna go because I'm already like 55 books in. Yep. I also just realized that was kind of like an abrupt ending, so now I'm just kind of like, I shouldn't leave it there, but how should I leave it? I don't know. Maybe we'll take a quick tour of the room. How's that sound? So, basically, got the little door to the hallway. Here's the first shelf. Got my desk set up here. So I've been working from home for the last like month. I have kitty in a hammock. A little closet. There's a bathroom over on the right side there. At the window. The Harry Potter shelf. And the 3 shelves I'm working with. And then we go back to the door. And you can see my piles of books from this video everywhere. I have to put all of these away and eat because guess who hasn't eaten yet today? Because I went to the grocery store first thing this morning so I wouldn't have to worry about it being super crowded. Fun times in quarantine. Anyway, my leg is also asleep, so I need to wake that up. So, yeah. I think that's it, and I will try and do some better videos / more videos before too long, but it's all work in progress right now because life be crazy. Yeah, that's it for now. Bye. You just know. Honey. Okay.